Good morning, students. In the previous class, we have discussed about MOSFET operation in linear mode, in saturation mode, followed by some insight into the current equation. And in the end, we discussed about current voltage characteristics. And then we have included the channel length modulation parameter lambda. In today's class, we are going to quickly review what we have done yesterday. Followed by that, we will be going into the derivation of your current equation. And all these things are basically being done for your long channel devices. So first of all, modes of operation is being required, and we are actually going for derivation. So when we are actually going for derivation, the point is of concern that all the derivations are with following assumptions: that this particular device which we are using is n channel enhancement type MOSFET. In this, you will find out that there is no channel, and when we apply certain potential on the gate, in response to that, when this particular potential is greater than threshold voltage, channel is being created. And if we apply certain potential at drain, then electric field is being created in this direction. Then current conduction actually took place. Another assumption which we are using in this particular derivation is that substrate body voltage is 0 or the fourth terminal is grounded. So we are not applying any potential, and with the advantage of that your Vt is actually equal to Vt naught. So there is no modification in threshold voltage in the coming slides. We will look for this in the possible discussion, in the possible way in the coming classes, but not right now, because if I start discussing this right now, the things become complicated and you will find it very difficult to understand. So right now, just two basic assumptions we are taking into consideration: that this is n channel enhancement type MOSFET, and second thing is substrate body voltage is 0 and body of the MOSFET is connected to the ground. So let's discuss some other things. So when your device is actually in cutoff mode, you can see your potential which is applied at the gate is greater than 0 but less than threshold voltage. So we are always using this term as VGS, VG minus VS. This is equal to VGS. So source is grounded, so this is going to be VGS. So this is gate voltage with respect to source. And when you are operating the device in cutoff mode, there is no channel, and because there is no channel, there is no conduction. This is the case when we talk about your long channel devices. When they are short, then there are some phenomena called drain induced barrier lowering, and other aspects are there that we are going to discuss in the separate class. As of now, your cutoff mode is there. Next mode is linear mode of operation. So what is a linear mode? This is also called active mode or triode mode. So when your threshold voltage is in line with your gate source potential, that means you apply certain potential on the gate which is greater than or equal to threshold voltage, then we can say that your device is linear. But mind it, this is not the only point taken into consideration. The other point which is of consideration is that your drain source voltage is also going to be less than drain saturated voltage. Because if you are using this particular voltage, then your device is going to be saturated. And for a device to be in linear mode, this condition need to be met. That your VDS, the potential, again this is VDS, so VD minus VS is equal to VDS, and Vs is always going to be grounded. So we are only applying potential at the drain. So because we can say that VDS is less than equal to VD sat, this is the case you need to consider. So this means your device is in linear region, then these conditions need to be followed. So when you follow these conditions, inversion of channel occurs, you already know, and a conducting channel is being formed. And for a voltage greater than VDS greater than 0, when you applying a potential that is greater than 0, here it is being mentioned, then a current proportional to VDS flows from source to drain. So there is a flow of current and it is proportional to VDS and it flows from source to drain. Okay. So it flows from drain to source. Current flows from drain to source. Electrons flow from source to drain. So when you are applying or using the MOSFET in linear region, we have discussed in the previous class that it is operating somewhat here. So here your device is actually acting as a resistance, and this entire resistance is actually being controlled with the help of voltage. So we can say this is a voltage controlled resistance. So for this reason, we don't have a requirement of external resistances on IC. We definitely use MOS as a resistance. The only thing is they are supposed to be used in a linear mode. So here you can see this is your cross section of your device, and this is your source, this is your gate, and this is your drain, and current is in this direction, IDS, and electrons will flow in this direction, and this happens only when channel is being actually formed. So this is the another thing, when your channel is actually formed. And why this tapering is there? Because this is zero potential, this is positive potential. So positive will nullify some of the negative potential. So this much headroom is actually being consumed. So that's the reason you are having this tapering. So if you do not apply any potential on the positive drain, this is going to be like this. So another point of interest is pinch off. So what you can say regarding pinch off, here you can see it's the point at which your device is actually moving into saturation, or we can say edge of saturation. So when your VGS is greater than equal to VT naught and VDS is equal to VD sat, so no matter of concern of this. The thing which is of concern is VDS greater than VD sat. So you are actually increasing the potential at VD. So if you keep increasing this particular potential, then at a point your VDS is definitely going to be equal to this particular voltage, and then your device is going to be saturated. And here you can see channel just reaches the drain. Channel is reduced to zero inversion charge at the drain, and drifting of the electrons through a depletion region between the channel and drain has begun. And this I have already discussed. VGS minus VT naught is called overdrive voltage. So here you can see this is called start of pinch off point, and you further increase this particular potential VDS, what happens? This will be pinched off, and because of that, I have already mentioned in the previous class, this delta L and your channel length is definitely going to reduce, and instead of having characteristics like this, you will have characteristics like this. So because of this, we have to include a parameter called 1 plus lambda VDS in the equation, where lambda is equal to channel length modulation parameter. So this you already aware of this. This particular thing is called overdrive voltage, VGS minus VT. So if you want your device to be in uh, saturation mode, then it should be voltage should be greater than this. Then your device will be in saturation mode. Next, the saturation already discussed. Your pinch off starts at VDS is equal to VGS minus VT naught, and beyond that, your VDS is greater than VGS naught. Your device is actually moving to saturation. So channel is shortened due to application of voltage at the drain current contact. Velocity saturation leads to saturation current. So this we have discussed in the previous class on the other day, that velocity saturation is there, and due to high electric field produced by the potential, because whenever you are increasing this, then high electric field is there. So the electron which are coming from here and being collected at the drain, so they attain the maximum velocity of this, and below that there is no possibility of increase, so your current is constant. The other way the current increases is because of change in channel length. Okay, so till now what we have done, we have discussed about your cutoff mode, your linear mode, your saturation mode, and onset of pinch off. Now we will be discussing that how you are actually going to calculate the drain current in all these conditions. For cutoff it is 0, then for linear it is having some value, for saturated it is having some value. So we will be calculating all these under some assumptions that this is n channel and your BSV is 0. These are the two assumptions. This we have discussed in the yesterday's class. So here you can see that electric field, because of drain current, drain voltage is in this direction, and this is your channel length, and the technique which we are using is called gradual channel approximation, and we are taking a very small element of this dy. So this is your source end, this is your drain end. Again, tapering is there. I have already mentioned, because this is negative, this is positive. So you're applying VDS, because of that tapering is there. So we will calculating the current for this particular region, dy, and later on we integrate it to get the current for the entire channel. And what are the different potentials that are working at this particular moment is important. So for linear mode, you can see your VDS minus VGS is less than VT naught. On VGS greater than VT naught, VDS is less than saturation, and VGS is slightly greater than this. So these are the conditions for device to be operated in linear mode. So when you are operating in linear mode, the channel is created and near to the drain. So we assume that channel voltage at any position Y is being given by VCY, and there are certain boundary conditions under which we are going to operate. These are Y is equal to 0, source voltage is 0, Y is equal to L, this is equal to VDS. So here you can see this is your channel. So here at Y is equal to 0, your Vs is equal to 0, and Y is equal to L, this is equal to VDS, and VDS is some positive value. So this creates a electric fields, so that allows electrons to be travel from source and being collected at the drain. And this is the channel. The depletion region is a little bit different as compared to this, because when we are applying positive potential here, this is going to reverse bias. This is your PN thing, and you have depletion region. So you have no other charge carrier. The only thing is inversion. So inversion is more near to source as compared to drain. So if you do not apply anything on the drain, this is going to be on the similar lines. So let's move ahead. So there are certain things why we actually using GCA, gradual channel approximation, because it actually reduced the analysis to a one-dimensional current problem, because it's a 3D thing. And if we go for 3D, 1D, your things becomes quite easy. This is the assumption. VT naught is constant and EY dominates EX. That means there are two electric fields. One is in this direction, one is in this direction. So Y dominates X. Otherwise, electrons will move towards the gate. So they are moving from source and going towards the drain end. For cutoff mode, your drain current is zero. There is no current flow in the device. And only current is there when your device is actually moving in linear and saturation mode. So you can see here, inversion is there, channel length is there. Now we are using the basic equation, and Qi is basically the charge, inversion charge at point Y, and you already know that Q is equal to CV. Okay, so C is the oxide capacitance beneath the gate oxide in this. So this is oxide capacitance, this is fixed. And what is the voltage at this particular point? That's important. So this is the potential applied at the gate. This is the potential in the channel at point Y, and this is your threshold voltage. So this is going to the potential at any point if you want to calculate. So your inversion charge density is being given by Qi is equal to Cox Vg minus Vcy minus Vt naught. So you change this. This is going to be different. And right now we are using this particular technique that we are actually working on differential resistance of the channels, and it can be represented in the form of mobile electron charge in the surface inversion chair. So whenever there is surface inversion in the layer, that charge is being given by this particular thing. And you are already aware of electron surface mobility, and bulk electron mobility is more. So here we can say this is going to be mu n. So remember this particular thing, that this is your electron charge in the surface inversion layer, and this is being given by minus CV. This is going to be negative because of electrons. C and V is voltage at this particular point, that is being given by VGS. This is positive. Then channel voltage is negative because of electrons, and threshold voltage is also going to be negative. So this gives you overall electron charge in the surface inversion layer. Now going ahead, you know that your differential resistance is being given by this dy sigma an, sigma into area. So R is equal to rho L by A. R is equal to rho L by A. Rho is 1 by sigma. L is dy by A. So R is equal to rho L by A. So for a small area, this is then 1 by sigma. This becomes conductivity. L is small length dy, and area you already know, area of this. Now area is being given by width, depth of the junction at that particular point. This gives you area corresponding to Y, and sigma is equal to Q mu and A. That is already with you when you have calculated the conductivity in case of diode. So this is for the acceptor, this is the mobility, and when you solve it, you get W mu n Qi into Y. So this entire thing is being given by Qi into dy. This thing. Then your voltage in the channel is being given by drain current into resistance, and ID is equal to dVc over dr, and you solve it, you get the substitute this particular thing, you get. Now the next thing is, this entire derivation is for a very small fraction y, and this need to be integrated. So when it need to be integrated, there are certain points that need to be taken into consideration. So your length is varies from 0 to L, and your voltage vary from 0 to VDS, and mu n, then Q is already known to you. You substitute the value of this dVc, and when you solve it, your drain current is having this particular expression, and this expression is actually for the device to be used in linear region of operation. Now when you are actually using your device in saturation, then VDS need to be replaced by VGS minus VT naught. So you substitute here, this already discussed with you, that this entire thing is being replaced by K dash or this. So here you can see in saturation mode, when you substitute the values, this expression actually reduced to this expression. So this is for your saturation. And beyond saturation, there is certain modification that I will discuss with you now. So this is your gate voltage, and this is your drain current, and this is for your particular VDS. This is called transfer characteristics. So that will be shown to you people on LT Spice in the near future, so that you get the fair idea about this. Then these are the IV characteristics. We have discussed this in the yesterday's class, that your drain voltage is there. You are varying the VGS. So here, this is your linear mode, this is your saturation, and here your cutoff mode. And here you can see the device current is not constant from here onwards. There is certain variation. So because we are having this variation, we are actually neglecting the channel length modulation parameter. So to include this into your model, mathematical model, this need to be included 1 plus lambda VDS. So here you can see, this is the reduction in channel length. Accordingly, this, so you solve it, this becomes 1 plus lambda VDS. So beyond saturation, when pinch off has started, you will include this parameter into your current equation, so that you get the fair result. And instead of getting your characteristics like this, you are getting characteristics like this. So to include this non-linearity, this factor need to be included into your device current equation. So in today's class, we have discussed about different regions of operation, then cutoff region current, linear current, saturation current, and all the related things. And this will definitely going to complete your unit number 3. And in the coming classes, we will be discussing about MOS capacitances, MOS scaling, and small scale geometry effects. So thank you very much. And if you have any doubt, you are free to discuss with me.